Welcome to Board Game Empire. We're going to be showing you a brief overview and playthrough, a quick playthrough. We're not going to do a full game of Spartacus, a game of Blood and Treachery. So this is a combat game, card battling game that takes place in ancient Rome. Each player is the Dominus as represented on their player board. I'll pull mine up.
And the Dominus is pretty much the house is what's called back then.
The head of the house.
Yeah.
So at the bottom of each player board is your starting assets. I start out with 2 gladiators, 3 slaves, 1 guard, and 9 coins. Each of us start out with different variations of these. So back in Rome, of course, most people were slaves, or if you weren't a gladiator. So basically, they are assets, your gladiators, your slaves, and your guards. If you put them down on the table, they become assets, or you can put the guards in your hand, but your hand size is limited to the amount shown on your player board. We're starting at 9 initiative. We're doing that so the game will end faster for the video. But for a starter game, normally, for a quick game, I wouldn't consider it a quick game, but what they call a quick game, you would start out at 7, and that takes less than 2 hours. Standard game would be 2 to 3 hours. Advanced game is over 3 hours, so just be ready for that if you purchase this game. But so we're starting at 9, so our hand size is 5. You can't go over 5. At the end of the initiative phase, you have to sell down. You can cash in your cards during the, Intrigue phase. You could cash in your cards for coins. And coins are very important in this game. It helps you to gain the hosting position during the arena phase. If you are the host, you gain an initiative. So that would definitely help you to, or not initiative, influence. I always call things almost the right name. It's influence. So that's what this tracker is. So you gain an influence for hosting the arena. There's other ways to gain influence. One is winning the battle in the arena. The gladiator will get 1 influence, and they get a favor token to place on their gladiator. Once that gladiator has 3 favor tokens, you then remove them and put a champion token. And the reason you want the champion token is at the end of the battle, the host gets to decide whether you live or die if you're injured. So if you're a champion, if they vote against you surviving and being able to heal yourself, they lose 1 influence. So that's the advantage of being a champion. There's no other advantage other than that, other than the favors, of course. It shows you can win, so people are more likely to bet on you. You also get to bet on what you think will happen. You can just bet on who you think will win. That pays 1 to 1. You can bet if you think it's going to result in an injury. That pays 2 to 1. If you think it might result in total decapitation, that is 3 to 1. And obviously decapitation, the gladiator or slave, whoever's fighting, will be determined dead. There is no healing. The injury is when the host gets to decide whether that player gets to take back their slave or gladiator, whoever was battling in the arena,
and you have to roll 4 or higher.
Right. You could try to heal them during the upkeep phase. They don't automatically get healed. You have to roll 4, 5, or 6. If you roll that, they're healed. If you roll a 2 or 3, they're not healed this turn, but they're still there. If you roll 1, they died. They didn't recover from their injuries, and you have to discard them. You have to also, during the upkeep phase, you have to balance your ledger, and all that means is you're basically paying to feed your assets, which are your gladiators and your slaves. But actually, the slaves gain you money. They gain you 1 coin. I take that back. I worded that wrong. The slaves gain you 1 coin per slave. So, but on the other hand, you have to pay 1 coin per gladiator. So you always want to have either equal to or more slaves if you can than gladiators, so your coins are not used for paying those, because you're going to need your coins for the market phase, which you're bidding on gladiators or items like weapons, and being able to bid to be the host. You have to pay for that. So that is, if no one can pay to be the host, then the dice is just roll, but more often than not, there's going to be someone bidding to be the host. The hand size, or the hands consist of intrigue cards. At the beginning of each intrigue phase, the player's going to be drawing 3 cards. Again, at the end of the intrigue phase, you cannot have more than your hand size that's noted on your board. And right now we're all at hand size 5. That will increase and decrease as your influence goes up or down. I start with 9 coins. Each of us start with a different amount of coins based on what your player board says. They go here in the Treachery. You have your symbol for your house. That is what you use to track your influence, and then you use these to track which one you're betting on. You would just place it on top of your coins, and if you win, you then settle up with the bank, and you get your payout of 1-to-1 or 2-to-1. I'm just trying to go in a brief overview. There is a turn summary card that shows you the turn, so that's really helpful. The guard cards that each of us start with, Anthony started with 3, we each start with 1. These are only used to stop a scheme against yourself. But you have to roll to make it happen. To activate it, you have to roll 4 through 6. So when someone plays a scheme on you, you can play the guard. You'd have to discard it. It's a one-time use. You roll the dice. If it's a 4 through 6, you fold the scheme, and nothing happens to you. 1 through 3, it's a failure. You still have to discard the card, and you were defeated, or whatever happens, depending on what the scheme says. Again, when you draw these guards, you can place them down here as an asset instead of keeping them in your hand, because again, you only have a very limited hand size. You can still use them as guards, but they then become assets. You can't move them unless you use them or sell them. All cards have a value at the bottom left. That is their cash value during the intrigue phase. If you want to sell them, you could sell any of your assets or your intrigue cards during that phase only. And then, of course, we all picked our little avatars or different gladiators that represents us in the arena battle. And I think I've covered the basics. I mean, that's not in the game by any means.
Yeah.
But covered how the arena battle and the host.
We'll show you the arena battle when it's happening. I don't want to.
It's kind of hard to explain it.
Yeah, I don't want to overwhelm you with information. But they are 3. I will go over the 3 types of dice. I'll just say that. There's blue, red, and black. Red is attack, black is defense, and blue is your speed. Blue is actually rolled to figure out who gets to go first during the arena phase, but the amount of blues that you have that's shown on whichever character you are battling with, like I have 2 speed, that is the amount of spaces he can move during the battle. So first you move, then you attack if you can. You can only attack if the characters are adjacent to each other. Okay, so I think we're ready to go. We can just show you as we play. So am I starting?
Yeah.
Okay, so I start. We all draw. There's no upkeep during this because it's the first turn, so we're going to skip that phase. Normally it would start with the upkeep phase where you refresh your cards, heal your injuries, and balance ledgers. And refresh is just flipping them back up if you happen to use the card. So we're doing intrigue phase. We're drawing 3 cards. You get both schemes, reactions in there. The red reactions cannot be... You can actually barter a lot in this game in almost every phase. You can barter with a player to offer them something to use some of their influence to be able to play a card that you're unable to play. We're really high up on the influence tracker, so that's not an issue with us. But as you can see, the upper left corner, there's a Roman numeral that represents the minimum amount of influence you have to play that card. So you can barter with another player to borrow some of their influence, and anything's up for grabs. You just can't barter the red reaction cards, correct? That's the only ones you can't barter. You can barter coins, whatever you have as an asset, or you can barter. And you can use, actually, you can't use someone else's influence to play those. Right, that's what I mean.
Yeah, the red one you can't.
Any of the other Intrigue cards you can use to their influence. That's what I was trying to say, to play those.
So let's say she had a card that had 12 influence, and she only had like 4. So she could ask me and Quentin for 4 of our influence. We don't use our influence or pet Dan. We pretty much just agree, and then she might give us coins or something in return.
One of my assets is down here, correct? That's what you can barter. Is your assets that are down on the table. Anything on the table is considered an asset.
I mean, she might give us a gladiator.
Right. I could give him a gladiator, a slave, a coin, my guards. I mean, it's so. Just remember that this is your assets. And then again, eventually I will be placing weapons and other assets down that can be used during battles. As you gain markets, there'll be things you can bid on. So you will be gaining more assets throughout the game. So that, I just wanted to quickly go over that. So I drew my 3 cards. Now I can play schemes or cash in cards. Any of this is up for sale. So, look, I'll show you one of mine. Public exhibition. I can pay 3 coins to add +1 influence to target Dominus with at least 3 ready gladiators. And what ready gladiator means, it's not injured. So, none of us have 3. Of course, I wouldn't want to play this on them anyway. I would play this on myself. But once I have 3 gladiators, I can pay 3 coins to up my influence. That's a quick way to up your influence.
You can play cards in yourself?
Yeah. I didn't go over how you win. That's kind of important. So you have to end a phase and be at 12 influence. The game ends. But if there's more than one person at 12 influence at that phase, that's why as soon as you reach 12, the game is not over. You finish the phase, any phase, upkeep, intrigue, market, or arena. If you're still at 12 at the end of that phase and no one else is at 12, you've won the game. However, if someone else manages to get up to 12, then you have to battle in the arena to see who wins. Just like a normal arena battle, but it's just like a playoff to see who wins.
Yeah, I thought if it said target Dominus, that means you have to target someone else.
No, you can target yourself.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And like this one is a reaction. Pay another Dominus 3 coins to foil a scheme. So if you didn't have a guard or you were worried you wouldn't roll, the 3 coins basically says, here, I'll give you these, just go away now. So, and there's no rolling or anything. So I'm going to keep my cards. I'm not going to spin them. And I'm going to keep my assets, so I'm not going to play anything. So Anthony has a chance to cash in or play.
I'm not going to play anything.
I'm going to do this.
Oh, and you also have here special rules. That's also done during the intrigue phase. All of them are different.
Target Dominus must pay the bank 5 coins or lose all of her coins, whichever is less. You.
Okay, so
I'm only doing you because she's 3 guards. There's no way I can
I'm going to play my guard, and I'm going to roll.
Do you need 4 higher?
Yep.
For your low.
4, 5, or 6.
No!
So I foiled his scheme.
One there.
And these both go in the intrigue discard, so I foiled him. Okay? You playing any more cards? So he put his guards down as assets. Okay? So none of us used our special rules. Those actually mine require you to discard 3.
I'm going to exhaust 3.
What?
Now that you guys did all that, I'm going to...
You can't, your turn's over. What do you?
Oh.
You can't go backwards.
I know.
Really?
Alright.
You have to watch Anthony like a. His intrigue phase was over, so and Anthony, or it was Quentin's turn. Is why he can't do that. He would have had to chosen to do that during his intrigue phase, but he could have. What could you have done?
Technically, the intrigue phase is simultaneously.
No,
so.
it's not.
No.
It goes in turn order.
Oh.
He could have exhausted 3 guards and draw 1 intrigue card. But he didn't want to do that because he was worried he was going to get attacked. So he was trying to do it after he was
I'll do it next
safe.
turn.
Okay, so now it's open market. This is when buyers can buy, sell, and trade from each other if they want. I don't think any of us have anything worth bartering for. We all have the starter cards. So then we start the market and we get to auction.
All right, here we go. First
Okay.
auction.
So first card at forbid is and you
Ooh,
do
helmet.
for the number of players, is armor. And it's a helmet. Oh, and in battle you can take you can take 3 weapons or weapon, a helmet, and
Get some boots.
there was something else I can't remember.
Armor?
There's 3 different things you can take during battle.
Alright, shield, boots.
It probably, yeah. Okay, so you may re-roll 1 defense dice when defending. That's its ability. So what you do is you hide your coins. It's concealed bidding. You can sell that for 1, but that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter during the bidding. It's whatever someone's willing to pay for it. It's like any other auction. So, but that doesn't really defend you other than you can re-roll 1 defense dice. That's the only thing it does for you. So we're bidding. Ready?
4.
2.
2.
So Quentin won with his 4. It goes in the bank.
Okay.
So he
Yes.
grabs that helmet and it goes in his assets.
Done.
So Glyptus,
Oh, wow, that's
he's a
some weak
weak one.
stats.
He's a spy. During the intrigue, you can exhaust him and look at 1 random card in a chosen dominus hand. So he would be very weak during battle. He only has 1 of each type of dice, so he would pretty much die right away. He's like he's worse than your starting gladiator.
He's as bad. He's almost.
He's
as
pretty
bad
much
as a slave.
just like a slave, basically. Just 1 of each dice. You can battle with your slaves if you have to. Okay, ready?
1.
1. So since Quentin and I, we both have to put our 1 down, and then we get our coins again and decide if we're going to bid more. If no one bids more, no one wins it. Ready?
You're showing how many.
Right, you're supposed to hide your coins so we
All
can't
your
see where you're
coins.
bidding.
Now, where would I hide them?
In your hand.
In your hand.
I have mine in my hand. Okay.
Well, now we already know what you're doing.
Ready?
Yep.
Okay, I didn't bid any. So Quentin got that one for 2.
Alright.
Okay, last card at forbid is Crestus. He's okay. He's a bodyguard. Exhaust to reroll 1 of your failed guard attempts. So he can be used during the intrigue phase or as a gladiator during the battle phase. These are pretty weak ones that are coming out.
Yeah, I would say.
Okay, ready?
3.
1. So Quentin's is the big spender.
You're not going to have any.
And you want to keep your money
Yeah, 4.
concealed.
You have 4 guards.
You want to keep your money concealed because now we're going to bid on the hosting. Whoever gets to host gains an influence. So,
Oh no.
but you also want to make sure you have enough money to pay for gladiators if you don't have any slaves to offset.
So save money. I forgot about the host thing.
Okay, ready?
3.
None.
What?
So 6 is what I spent for that. So my
Wow.
influence goes up by 1.
Big spender here.
Okay. And I get to choose who battles. I'm not going to get in this battle because
Wow.
I don't really have a great gladiator. So I'm going to invite Quentin. If he declines
He loses him.
That's what I thought. So he can decline if he
No,
wants.
I'm not declining.
Okay, so pick your gladiator. I only have one.
Okay.
Okay. So Quentin's first. So his goes on the numeral 1. Anthony's 2. His goes on numeral 2 in the arena. They can put you can put your helmet
Yeah, so I'm gonna put my helmet on there.
underneath
And it
yours.
keeps it too.
Okay. So
But he already has a helmet, that's funny.
Quentin has a helmet for his defense to help that.
Doesn't it stay after battle? Pretty sure it does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just exhausted it until
Okay.
you can't use it again, but there's no other battle.
You can't bid against your own house too.
Right, you can't bid like that your opponent will win, but you can bid on injury or decapitation, correct?
Yeah.
You just can't bid against yourself. So now
Injury.
we're bidding on Quentin's bid and put your little guy, your insignia on top. So Quentin's bidding 3 coins. He thinks an injury will result, and it'll end in injury. So is Anthony. I am going to bid.
Also an injury?
So Quentin has 3 attack dice. Anthony has 2. They both have the same defense, and Anthony can move faster, but Quentin can reroll one of his defense dice every time he's defending.
And have extra attack.
So I'm going to bid 2 on Quentin.
Right.
Okay, so they're going to roll. Quentin gets 3 red, 2 black, and 2 blue. And they're rolling their blue first to see who gets to attack first. Quentin won that, so he gets to move first. So he gets to move 2 spaces. He can't attack because they're not adjacent.
Ooh.
So Anthony moved 3, so now he can attack Quentin.
Okay, so battle has commenced.
They both roll all their defense and attack dice. You put them in sequence, highest to lowest. So there's Quentin's.
I'm gonna re-roll this attack one. Defense.
Okay, Quentin's using his ability.
Yes. Went from a 1 to a 5.
I'm assuming
That's
can you use it more than once?
No.
Okay.
No.
That was worth it. Okay, so as you can see, Quentin's defense are higher than both Anthony's attacks, so he's not injured at all or wounded. Here's Anthony's defense. So he defended, and the unopposed one, it has to be a 3 or higher to do a wound. So there was no injuries or there's no wounds that time. So now it's Quentin's move. Are you moving?
No.
Okay, and they're re-rolling both their dice.
Ooh, wow. My defense is good.
Okay, so Quentin had
Wow.
5-1 and a 6-5 defense. So
Ooh, he's getting
he hit Anthony for 2. So Anthony will have to get rid of 2 dice, and he defended. So Anthony has to get rid of 2 of his dice.
Already did.
Oh, you got rid of. So he got rid of 2 of his blue.
You can't get rid of all of. You have to keep at least one of each color.
Right.
Until
the end. So
I think I'm gonna win.
if he gets wounded again, Anthony will have to remove one of these dice. The blue's off the screen, so you didn't see that.
Yes.
So Quentin is at 6, 4, and 1, 3 and 2. So who's attacking there?
I was.
Okay, so Anthony did 1 and 3, so he wounded Quentin for 1, and Quentin.
He speed.
1, 3. Quinn has 3 and 2.
Oh, I was backwards. Sorry. So Quentin did not get hit once at all.
Yes.
So,
No damage really.
1. Got yours.
Oh.
So Anthony takes 1 wound, so he has to get rid of 1 of his dice
Yes.
of his choice.
Wow, you're really
Okay.
going low.
And Anthony only has 1 blue dice, so he can't get rid of those anymore.
Double
Wow.
the defense.
So there's Quentin's defense.
Okay, I think you're gone.
Okay, so he wounded he injured Anthony for 1,
Yes.
and Anthony did not injure him at all. So
One.
Quentin still has his dice.
Ooh.
So there's Quentin's attack. There's his defense. So Anthony injured him for 1, and Quentin injured Anthony for. They each injured each other for 1. So Anthony has to choose one of his.
No, I'm done.
Oh, you only have the. Okay, we'll put those back. So he has to take 1 dice away. So that means it ended in an injury. Anytime one of the dice pulls gets down to 0, the battle ends. Quentin technically lost 1, but so Anthony was injured.
Yes. I
So
won.
he puts the injured token on that gladiator, and and as the host, I get to decide, will I allow him to keep that gladiator and try to heal it, or do I want to be mean and tell him, no, that gladiator does not survive? I get to decide that. Quentin gets 1 influence for winning. It did result in injury, so they get 2 to 1 for their bets.
So
And
it was on him.
Quentin won, so I get 2 to 1 on my bet. I only bet 2.
Storm Gladiator is pretty good.
Anthony bets 2, so he gets 4.
I bet 3, I think, right?
I think you bet. How many did you bet?
3.
So Quentin gets 6.
Do I still keep my money I bet?
Yeah.
Wow.
So you get 6 because you got paid 2 to 1.
Nice.
Okay, and I am going to be nice
Really?
because it's his only gladiator.
No.
And
you
hoping he'll
still-
remember this later if we're in the same position.
No, you're gonna.
So
What was that?
I will allow him to try to heal his gladiator. If it was a more powerful one, no. I would be no. But
Why?
I'm
You
gonna
have
be
no
nice.
gladiators. Why are you doing that?
okay, so I'm being nice.
For now.
Okay, so
Okay, so we settle our wages. Now we start over. I'm the host, so I go first. I do the upkeep phase. I don't have any cards to refresh. I don't have any injuries to heal. I do need to balance my ledger. I get 3 coins for my slaves because I have 3 of them. I have to pay 2 for my gladiator, so I yielded 1 coin.
I get
I have
1.
to pay 2 for my gladiators.
You have 4.
Yeah,
Oh,
but he
yeah,
has
2.
So
Yeah.
Quentin has to pay 2 because he has 2 more gladiators than he has slaves. Okay. Oh, here's your helmet. That's refreshed for next battle.
Nice.
Okay. Now Anthony gets to try to heal his wounded warrior.
Oh, you still have both slaves.
He did not do
Wait,
it,
never mind. You
so
still,
it stays
look,
injured.
you still have both slaves, actually.
No, they're not.
It's
No,
just
it's not.
slave.
Does it?
No.
Oh, they are slaves.
So I get actually 4. I get 2
Oh.
money back.
You get those. I didn't notice that.
Yeah.
So you get 4 because you paid 2, and you get 2 for those.
Yeah. I didn't,
Oh,
I thought it was
know
a
that.
gladiator.
I forgot there were slaves in there.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, that was worth it then, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, so Anthony, that one stays injured, which means he can't fight with that. So if he's forced to fight, he will have to fight with his 2 little slaves, one of his slaves. Or unless he might build or buy something in the arena. You don't have anything to heal. Quentin did get a favor token. I didn't mention that.
Yeah.
Okay, so
If I get 2 more, I think he becomes conqueror or something.
yep, champion. So in the intrigue phase, we each
What happens
draw
if they become
3
champion?
cards. I am at my hand size limit, so I'm fine.
What's a hand size limit? 5?
6 for us.
Yeah, but
5 for Anthony.
Yeah, it's pretty much at the end of the. This is supposed to be at the end of this
End of
round.
intrigue, yeah.
Yeah.
So you can play them down, but if you can't have more than your hand limit that's on your board at the end of this. I'm putting my guard down on my assets so it doesn't take up my. So I get to choose if I want to play or sell some of these. I'm going to do this. Discard a ready slave. So I'm going to discard this one. And I get to add 1 influence to target dominus, which would be me. I'm not going to give that to them. Ooh, I'm gonna play this on Anthony. Remember, I was nice.
Mhm.
-1 influence to target Dominus with no ready gladiator.
Alright.
So he
Same
played
foil.
his reaction. But if he didn't have that and couldn't foil me, he would have lost an influence because he doesn't
No,
have
he's
a
for
gladiator
guards.
that's ready.
Yep.
He would have had to keep rolling and trying them.
That would take so many
Okay.
rolls of failure.
So I'm gonna sell this one because I have 2 of those for 2 coins, and now it's Anthony's turn.
Okay, I'm gonna do 3 of these.
Okay.
And I get Intrigue card.
Okay.
And whoosh.
He's got a lot of guards. He needs them.
So I'm gonna gain. So I'll put a guard down, and I'm gonna gain 3 coins.
Okay. Money bags there.
I'm Scrooge McDuck here.
Are you paying anything else? Are you keeping it for later?
No, I'm selling it for free.
Okay.
God,
Quentin cashed in on that one.
look how much money I have.
You were done, right?
Yep.
Oh, I'm
Okay.
not done yet.
Oh, you selling more stuff?
Oh.
You don't have any intrigue cards.
Wait, I'm gonna do is exhaust. So look at another random card in a chosen Dominus'
okay.
hand. You. Random card. You can do that on me.
No, thank you.
Alright.
You done?
Mm-hmm.
You can do that one too, but
That one would be worth it.
okay. So now we're in the market phase. Is anyone bartering and trading?
No.
Okay, so now we start the
Bid
auction.
or auction, whatever.
First one is a slave named Ariola. She's a handmaid. You can exhaust her to discard a card and draw another one. So, start bidding on her. And she's worth 3 to sell. So that's got to keep that in mind.
I have too many coins, it's hard to keep them on my hand.
Oh. Ready?
4.
1.
2.
Yay,
Okay,
got
so
it.
Quentin spent 4 for her. Okay. It's another slave, Anthusa. She's skilled, and you can exhaust her to gain 1 coin. What? Why do you looking at me like that?
Okay, here. 2.
3.
2.
Okay.
Oh yeah, you have to keep more money.
Right. So another slave. It's all slaves coming out.
Why?
Kratusa, she's an informant. During market, after cards are dealt, exhaust to look at one of the face down cards. Oh, that's a nice.
What face down card?
In the market, you can know what's coming up.
Okay.
Ready?
2.
3.
1.
Ah.
Anthony got that one. Now we bid for who gets to host. I already know who that's going to be.
Make sure I didn't drop any coins. I had too many in my hand. No, I didn't.
Okay. It's so obvious. Okay, ready?
One.
So you just put in the.
You won.
I was just making sure I had enough to pay it.
Okay. Well,
Look at
whatever
that.
was in your hand was.
Boom.
Okay,
Yeah.
so now, Quentin, did you raise your influence?
Mm-hmm.
So Quentin and I are both at 11. Anthony's still at 9.
I'm gonna battle with me versus
Okay, so,
Anthony.
yeah, he invites Anthony first, right? Or are you? Who are you inviting first?
Anthony.
Okay. He would have to battle with one of his slaves.
And I choose me.
Okay.
Oh man.
Oh, and he's putting his one in with favor. So Quentin starts at 2.
I think you're dead here.
Then Anthony gets 1 of each dice. Quentin gets 3 attack, 2 defense, and 2 speed. So it's going to take them a while to get to each other to battle.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah, we got to bid what we think's going to happen.
Who's won?
Yeah,
Who's won?
I'm going to bid all mine on decapitate.
Who's won? Me?
Anthony's won. Decapitate plays 2 to 1. That's saying you're going to totally defeat him. So
You get more?
2 to 1. You get double what you bid. That's why we're bidding on decapitate.
No, I'm just going to...
Decapitate means
On
Anthony will
victory.
lose all 3 of his dice.
All right.
Okay, let's do this. I'm going for the safe bet. Oh, wait.
You go first.
Quentin has to take them all.
Actually,
You
we
realize
gotta
he has to
do
do
the
that
move.
basically first round.
You got to.
Yeah, you gotta move first.
1, 2.
So Anthony moves 1. So it'll take him a little bit. He's running. Really? Don't be a chicken.
Good.
Okay, you move, Quentin.
Well,
2. You get to move 2.
please stop lying. Just come up to me.
Take your beatings.
Face it.
Oh, was this one exhausted? Oh, yeah. Okay.
Face the fear.
You didn't put your helmet.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to put my helmet.
You didn't bring it.
He forgot.
I
It
can...
doesn't matter. It really doesn't
There
matter.
you go. All right.
Oh, you're...
Wow. I'm looking for decapitation here.
Yeah.
Okay, so he did not decapitate you, so we lost our money because he had to roll 3 or higher on this dice
Yes.
to do it.
You lose your money.
So you do take 2 injury, but anytime any dice pulls down to 0, it ends, right?
What?
Anytime any dice roll pulls down to 0, it ends.
Yep.
Well, he got rid of 2 mine.
Right, so you get rid of 2 years, so that means 2 years are down to 0, not all 3. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Let me see how that works. Make sure. Dice until reduce below 1. No dice will be below 1 until all dice pulls have only 1 dice. You started with 1. Reducing 1 or more dice pulls to 0 ends the match in defeat. So if he had rolled a 3 or higher, we would have made money. We lost our money.
Yes. Lose all your money.
Anthony and I lost all of our money. I almost did injury.
I need $8, please.
And Quentin got, you only get 1 to 1. How much did you bet? 4?
Mm-hmm.
So you get 4. You doubled your money, basically.
I wish they had like quarters, like 5 money.
And
5
so
quarters.
the battle's
Like
over.
$5, whatever.
And that was, he's just injured. He wasn't decapitated. So Quentin gets to
You
decide
lost all your money.
whether he gets to
Oh,
keep.
see the host?
Mhm.
Yeah, he gets to decide whether he gets to keep that slave or if it just dies.
You can keep it.
So he gets an injury token on it. Quentin gets another favor token. If he gets 1 more, he will be a champion.
Let's say you get influence.
I
And he gets an influence.
I thought I was already a
Wait,
champion.
he's at 12 influence. So,
Is it over?
yeah.
Wow,
At
I
the end of
won.
any phase. So we just wanted to show you a quick
Wow, I won.
round of how you play this game. To keep the video going.
Anthony got this toy so hard.
So you could see, I mean, it's basically the same.
I almost became
You're just doing the
champion.
same thing over and over until someone ends up a phase with 12 influence and no one else has a 12 influence.
That market pretty much.
The
I
slaves.
saved all my money for another gladiator, and none of them came up
Here's
twice.
got a bunch
Right.
of slaves.
So as you can see, you would have more time in a real game to build up things.
Yeah.
We played an extremely short game. We started at 9 influence, and so it was easy. It's pretty easy to get your influence up. But you want to start out at 7 when you're playing like when you're starting out, and then after that you can opt to play longer if you want.
I almost became champion with a starter gladiator.
So we didn't have anything come out great. The last game,
We had a lot.
we had a lot of great gladiators.
Yeah, and
And
like
weapons.
axes.
Yeah, so there was more action and more back and forth on the battle.
I didn't even have to use my helmet for that game.
Yeah, this one was kind of like an uneventful battle. But as you can see, I mean, there are some really good gladiators in there.
Yeah,
Some really,
There's
really
one that's
strong
like 5 and 5.
Yeah, there's one that's all 5s. It's like,
Whoa.
that's like the dominant.
Yeah, 4-3-4, 4-4-4.
That's scary.
Yeah, there's some really good ones in there. There was some good ones
And
that
some
will
good,
come up.
some really,
5-5-2 was
Yeah.
coming up.
some really good item ones
This
too.
is what we would have been bidding on next arena. It would have been
5-5-2.
a slave and 2 gladiators.
5-5-2.
And that gladiator would have dominated.
I would have gotten that with my money.
I had more money.
Yeah,
Than you.
Quentin would have gotten it. We lost our money.
Well,
we
I'm talking about
would've
if
had
it,
any
if
money.
it occurred before.
Right.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't have. We wouldn't have got that because
You
Quentin
lost-
would have all the money.
you lost all your money.
Well, I did that because I knew that no matter what, he was going to win.
See, normally I play it safe, but I knew Quentin was close to winning. If it was a longer game, I would have played it safer and I would have just bid victory for Quentin and I would have just doubled my money. But it was pretty great odds that he would have been decapitated because he only had to roll a 3 or higher for that unopposed dice. And so it was a risk. But there's a little bit of gambling in this game. So if you like combat games, you should definitely check this out. This is definitely I consider this a macho man's game. More of a, I mean, I'm sure there's females that like these type of games, but it's more of a man's game in my opinion, but maybe I'm wrong.
But basically, we let both of his horribly carried like gladiators and slaves at battle live.
But I mean, it's definitely a good game, and it's
Yeah.
if you enjoy that combat aspect, definitely you should check it out. This has been out since
I like the
2012.
combat and the cards.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
has been out.
So it's
It
been
has 2 expansions.
Yeah, it's been out for 10 years. It's got 2 expansions. So,
Yeah.
and the expansions I think just add cards, correct? So it's not like they changed the game. They
Yeah, it
just
came out in
add more.
2012.
Yeah, so we will put the link in the description so you can check this game out for yourself. Hopefully you got a taste of the game, of what how you play it,
Yep.
overview, and hopefully you enjoy this video. Please give us a like. Please subscribe to our channel if you're not already. Thank you again for watching, and we look forward to seeing you next time.
Bye.